With growing pressure for the Queen to strip Andrew of his Duke of York title and exile him from all royal duties, what does the future of his two daughters, Princess Beatrice, 33, and Princess Eugenie, 31, look like? Royal expert Duncan has admitted that this is an unprecedented issue. He says, "We don't actually know, historically, what this could mean for Eugenie and Beatrice. They are princesses, they're HRHs, but constitutionally, if the Queen strips Prince Andrew of his Duke of York title, their names will change. Their surnames before they got married were York. There is no precedence, certainly in the last 150 years. We're in a period of real upheaval, and it's interesting because a year or two ago when Harry and Meghan left, people started to look towards Eugenie and Beatrice as if they were two popular young members of the royal family who might be able to help with the workload and do more as working royals. It would be very useful for the royals to have two solid family units who are popular. I don't think they're tainted by their father in any way. If anything, people feel a tremendous amount of empathy towards them. You just have to admire the way they have conducted themselves and supported their parents." Duncan explains how Prince Andrew's scandal can help his older brother Prince Charles' vision for a slimmed-down monarchy when he becomes king. He said, "It's far easier for him to say these are the people who are going to be full-time working royals and here is the wider family, but they're not going to be part of the working royal family and should be treated as such. They should be given more privacy and be able to pursue careers. It's been made so much easier now that the Duke of York is no longer a working royal, so we couldn't expect his children to be working royals. Whatever happens, when Prince Charles becomes king, we are going to be looking at a different type of royal family to the one we've been used to under the Queen. There are some root and branch changes coming when Queen Elizabeth is no longer with us. And while, for now, they are still HRHs, Duncan says that Beatrice and Eugenie's lives will no doubt feel different. He said, "We are in uncharted waters here because their lives will probably feel quite different. Events where they will always have been expected to be at because they were joining their father, like the Easter service at Windsor Castle or Commonwealth Day at Westminster Abbey, we will see them less as a result of their father being stripped of his royal duties. But that might well suit them. Why do we assume that they want anything to do with the working nuts and bolts of the royal family? They're both happily married and have got children. I would have thought this whole episode may make them think they want to carry on with their lives. I can't imagine it raises their enthusiasm for laying themselves bare as a family and exposing themselves and their children to all of the horrible things that can go wrong. Being a royal's great when the flags are waving at you, but when they're throwing eggs it's not a good position to have." Despite their 1996 divorce and public embarrassments from both Mother Sarah Ferguson and Father Prince Andrew, Duncan adds how their sisterly bond may be what has kept their family together. It's fair to say that the relationship between Prince Andrew and Fergie is bizarre and, of course, the family unit is really close and clearly very loving. The daughters are grounded and sensible, they've got their heads screwed on. They are definitely an asset to the royal family, not a hindrance. They've never brought any drama or controversy with them. They're a rock-solid unit. Maybe that's simply because they were born into a bizarre situation. No one can understand why Fergie and Andrew, no matter happens in either of their separate lives, stick together like glue. One feels sympathy towards Beatrice and Eugenie, but one thing they do have going for them is their tight family unit. They all go skiing together. Maybe that will change now, but Prince Andrew would be there with Fergie, and on Andrew's birthday, Fergie would have dinner with him and the girls. That's been the way it's been since the end of the 1990s. The Epstein suicide really sparked what has been a non-stop series of really quite horrendous headlines as the whole thing's unfolded, Duncan continued. Eugenie and Beatrice have been under an immense amount of pressure, and in that time they've become mothers. Before Christmas they joined their mother at a charity event, so they haven't hidden away, they haven't publicly commented on the scandal. They've had to cope with a hell of a lot. I believe I'm right in saying they were each other's matrons of honor and they are very close. Maybe that's the secret to it, and it's Beatrice and Eugenie's sisterly bond that has held their mum and dad as a family unit. Besides, Princess Eugenie's special bond with her first cousin Prince Harry could be pivotal in reuniting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex with the rest of the royal family, according to royal author Phil Dampier. The expert believes it likely the cousins discussed the reported royal rift, with Eugenie possibly smoothing things over. He told, "They've always got on very well and been very close. If there is going to be an emissary, or an intermediary, between Harry and the royal family back home, she could well fit the bill. I'm sure when they met in LA, they would have talked about the situation, and I'm sure she'll be trying to smooth things over. She could be one of the ways whereby tentative steps could be taken to try and heal the rift."